This because now that you're here, when I talked to you about the album initially, I was like, hey man, not again, like that guitar solo is, like, I love this guitar solo. And you said, sometimes we just got to tell him to stop. You know, he was talking about what an amazing guitar player you were. And I always wanted to say it because I go, this guitar solo is awesome because it's like its own little song. Like it starts off and it kind of sucks you in and then you just hammer it and you don't hear guitar solos a lot anymore. So I wanted to thank you.
Oh, thank you, dude. Appreciate that.
On behalf of every terrible guitar player who can't solo, I appreciate it.
That's why we
Like
hired
me.
him. That's why we hired him.
Now,
Thank you.
Now we talked about the documentary and the making on YouTube. Has anybody watched the actual whole thing?
I haven't.
They have.
No.
I sat there and watched the whole thing, and I was like, I don't feel like I should be watching this sometimes because it's like I don't know that I need to know this, but then it's kind of cool to know it. How long did it take before you didn't notice, like anybody walking around with a camera or documenting anything?
Well, there was only one person, and that person had been with us for years already. So we had already kind of gotten used to him annoying us, basically.
My favorite part is when.
Yeah, he's right here annoying us.
That's the guy.
Just like he was.
It's all his fault.
Was that the camera?
That was him.
That's
yeah.
it.
How
Right
do you
there.
not notice that? It's like a UFO flying around the room.
Right.
In a mark.
And he's supposed to be fly on the wall.
He is very much.
Yeah,
so.
totally.
Flying
A very enormous fly.
Now, when you
It's
We had
hard
to
to
drag him
ignore
out
it's hard to ignore him in a room.
We'd had to drag him out of the catering for the 6th time today in the last hour to get him here.
Now, is it hard to, because you guys kind of, everybody goes off into their own little area of the world. Is it hard when you come back because you're chomping at the bit to do new stuff that you have an idea, you have an idea, you have an idea? How does that work when you guys are all kind of, you need that space, but then you come back and you're jumping and chomping at the bit to do things?
I mean, we just kind of get together and start sorting through the ideas and see what we like and start putting it together, you know? And then what stands out is what ends up making the record.
And when you guys, I mean, because it's kind of one of those things. It's a balancing act between. I couldn't even imagine being a band because I have no talent or skills, but I'm kind of egomaniacal, and I would be like, "This is mine. Like nobody touched this." To when you bring something, or you bring something into the table, is it you just put it out and everybody kind of?
I mean, you know what? Years ago, I mean, for myself, I kind of got over that. I mean, you have to, but it does happen. I mean, you bring something you think it's great, and Aaron doesn't, or I'll play something I think is kind of mediocre, and he loves it. So you just never know, you know what I mean, what's going to trigger that, or, you know, want to move forward and, you know, follow that idea to see where it leads.
Because I remember talking to you on the phone, too. All we had was Not Again at the time, and I said, you know, like, this is what I needed right now. And you went, oh, so you didn't like the slow stuff. You didn't like that. I go, no, it's not it. I'm not saying that. Like, and I think fans...
I don't remember any of this
I know
conversation.
you don't. I don't expect you to. In fact, I could lie. I'm not even. I could lie.
I think you are.
I'm not lying. I have proof. But damn it! Now I don't even know where I was going. Son of a bitch. What was I saying?
These people are crazy here, dude.
Oh yeah, you were accusing me of being one of the fans that like. Oh well, you know the slow stuff. You weren't into that. It's like no, it had nothing to do with that. I was trying to talk about what I heard. When you put out, were there any expectations when you guys put out the album?
You know, we hoped that everybody would appreciate where we were at the time as much as we were. You hope when you're finished with something that the fans that are consuming the product like the product. You know,
they like it. Now, with all the stuff that was going on, that people have watched the documentary on YouTube, and you see it, did that factor into any of the songwriting or any of the lyrics where you're?
It factored into the vibe and a lot of the lyrical content, and it wasn't necessarily what was going on in the studio. It was more what was going on in a lot of different facets of my life at that time, and with the solo stuff and there was just a lot going on, and honestly, I was stressed out. So I didn't have to look very far for for creative and lyrical inspiration, I guess.
Now, when you guys like, all right, in your time off, when you guys are writing, or do you sit? I know you're sitting at home noodling, like, because that's you're good at that. Like, what do you do when you guys were in kind of that area where you're like, all right, we're just gonna take some time off and do whatever.
I just hang out all day and smoke weed. It's a good vacation.
Shocking.
That's why he doesn't say much.
Huh? Well, guys, I want to thank you for being part of this.
Thank you for having. I mean, it's great to be back here. Always an awesome
and
show.
by the way, I want to say this because
What I don't understand, there's like 3 people standing here right now, and it's making all that noise. I'm not really sure how.
they're loud. I do want to say this, and if you don't want me to say it, I don't give a shit. I'm saying it anyway. When we first started putting this show together, we wanted you guys to headline, and it was like, we're good. We don't want to play last. We'll play second to last. The most humble band you're going to see. Well, one of the most humble. There's a lot of humble people here today, but you guys deserve everything you have, and thank you guys. And we're honored to have you guys here. So.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thanks
Except
for
you.
having us.
Except you, because I'm not a liar, I swear. Give it up for Sting!
Thanks, guys.